Hey, what's going on, everyone? I hope all of you guys are doing well. So, I do apologize for the lack of videos recently. I've just been kind of out of it, just been mostly tired um, due to just going to bed late and probably having too much caffeine, which has been keeping me up. So, just haven't really had the energy to do anything other than try to get things listed on eBay. That's pretty much it. And also kind of mixed in with me just wanting to take a break to kind of rejuvenate my mind a little bit so that way I can continue giving you guys some really great content. And I am currently working on some things, so I think in the next few days, maybe even weeks, there's going to be some cool stuff. But today I wanted to, or tonight I wanted to kind of go a little old school. If you guys seen some of my videos back, I think in 2022, like my Halloween horror, this is a spot where I'm at, is where I would do my videos. So I figured, kind of do a little old school there, even though the old school is only like two years ago. Um, but nonetheless, so I'm going to be reviewing Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This movie has gotten a lot of mixed reviews. I've seen a lot of negative reviews more than I see positive reviews. But initially, I can't even speak. See, I wanted to give my review and my kind of my thoughts on what I thought about the movie. So basically, Frozen Empire gets a little creative. They decide to go with an original villain, not a you know um, rehash of a previous villain. But I wouldn't mind them using some of the ghosts from the animated series in future live action movies. I think that would be really, really cool to see, and that might be something to potentially do. But I do like the fact that they decided to go with an original villain. This villain has a very interesting background. You have these protectors or guards that are basically have magical powers that deal with fire, and they're able to capture this creature of some sort who basically takes people out using ice. It's a very interesting backstory. It's a little difficult. Don't want to give too much away on that. So at least check out the film. But I do like the fact that you know they went with something original. But in this film, we have the Spanglers and Paul Rudd's character in New York. They moved from the old house that they were at to the firehouse in New York. They're doing ghost busting, is I guess the best way to put it. And things aren't going too well. Phoebe is kind of feeling like the outcast, and she meets this ghost, this young woman who is a ghost. We do get a backstory on her, which was great. It was quick and simple. They didn't really have to go too into detail with it. But of course, there was this like love interest between the two, which is pretty interesting. Um, Nothing that really sticks. It had a purpose, which I think was decent for the most part. I know people didn't care too much for that, um, but I'm glad it wasn't dragged out. I do like the fact that in a way, we kind of get some extreme Ghostbuster vibes in this, especially when we find out Winston. Is it Winston or Winston? Winston, yeah, Winston Zedmore. Um, I apologize, I'm still tired. And my throat wants to keep bothering me. I apologize for that. Um, so Winston has pretty much created a backup when it comes to, when they capture the ghosts, they have to put them in a machine. So basically, Winston had came up with the plan uh, in case something was to happen where the device they had could not hold all the ghosts that they captured. In the meantime, they're also studying all these different ghosts, especially ones that have taken the possession of just normal household items. So it's almost like Zedmore kind of expanded the Ghostbuster business in some fashion, which is pretty cool. And that's kind of where the Ghostbusters, Extreme Ghostbusters vibe comes in, because it's almost like Winston kind of took over the role of Egon Spangler. Now, for those who are not familiar with the Extreme Ghostbusters, it was an animated series that was intended to be a continuation or a sequel to the original 80s The Real Ghostbuster, as we see Egon Spangler and the other Ghostbusters older. They have retired, and Egon has set to teach college. He went back to being a professor and pretty much teaches a new team and trains them to become the new Ghostbusters to keep the Ghostbusters business going. Excuse me. And the Extreme Ghostbusters, I think, was a fantastic animated series. You can watch the episodes for free on YouTube. I think somebody has uploaded like TV broadcast episodes on YouTube. So it's great to revisit the series. But I think it was way ahead of its time because it gave us a variety of interesting characters. We had a female Ghostbuster, we had a Ghostbuster who was disabled. So that was pretty cool. So it was pretty interesting that they decided to go in a completely different route, and I think it worked, even though it was very short lived, but it was popular enough to give us, a toy line, um, a video game. So I was really happy with that. And we also got, the original team to come back for, I want to say, maybe an episode or two. I'm not 100% sure on that. Um, but nonetheless, that's kind of where I get the feeling from when I watch this movie, especially with Winston's character. Um, and of course, again, you have the Phoebe situation going on. Then, of course, we have Dickless himself. Walter Peck, I believe, is the character. Um, is the character named Walter Peck? I'm not 100% sure on that. Why is my freaking voice going out? I apologize. Um, so yeah, he's in this. He is now the mayor. And of course, once again, he has it out for the Ghostbusters, especially Phoebe. Phoebe, is not the rightful age, so she's still kind of a minor. And yeah, things start to slowly hit the fan, and then she gets used to some extent. I'm not going to go into detail on that. But of course, they got to stop the villain of the film, this new ice creature of some sort, which I think is pretty cool, but I will state this: the CGI was not good. Um, that was my only minor complaint. I thought the CGI did not look good with the creature. I think practical effects with a minor CGI for this character would have worked. Um, but yeah, I think the Ghost and Slimer, the CGI with that and the CGI in another scene looked great, but the villain did not. Um, so I like the way they went with that. I have to give Annie Potts credit. It was great to see her suit up, even though her scenes were very very short. Um, Bill Murray doesn't even show up until like later in the film. Excuse me. Same with Annie Potts. I think Annie Potts might have a couple scenes, but or give or take, I think maybe she shows up more towards the end, which is completely fine, but I feel like there needs to be a well balance, because I feel like if you're going to kind of pass the torch, bring everybody, kind of slowly build them in. I feel like if Bill Murray doesn't want to continue, that's okay. You still have Annie Potts, you still have Dan Aykroyd and Winston, who are kind of helping the Ghostbusters, and I feel like that works. I feel like they are the mentors. It's again the Extreme Ghostbuster vibe, where they're taking place of Egon Spangler. They're kind of filling in that role, and it's nice to have the main characters be related to Egon. It's almost like keeping his legacy alive in some way, and I can't wait to see what they do next. I do hope that future sequels that we get, or spin-offs, whatever you want to call them, I do hope that did I say call them? I mean call them, whatever you want to call them. Um, I would like to see something progress into the possibility of a live action Extreme Ghostbusters movie. It's one of my favorite cartoons. I love the real Ghostbusters, but the Extreme Ghostbusters was just so amazing and very underrated. And during that time was probably one of the best times when it came to cartoons, because we had the Men in Black cartoon adaptation. We had a slightly new RoboCop cartoon coming out at the same time. So I was just like, those were like my three favorite shows, and very underrated. But yeah, Frozen Empire I thought was a fun movie. Yes, it does have its issues. Yes, I did not care for the CGI, but I don't think it's as bad as people tend it to be. It does have its flaws, but a lot of films do as well. But I'm interested to see where they go in the direction of the movies. To be honest with you guys, I think Ghostbusters would work as a TV series, a live action TV series. It doesn't have to be like on a specific channel. It could be on YouTube. Um, you know, the possibilities are endless, but I feel like it definitely would be cool to see, and would allow more expansion when it comes to the Ghostbuster brand and the lore of these ghosts and creatures that they have to take on a normal basis. But yeah, I wish I could say more. I'm sure by now all of you guys have seen this movie, and if you haven't, take the time out. I think it's at least, you know, it should be at least watched once, and then kind of give your opinion on it. But for those who have seen it, I would love to hear your opinion. So comment down below what your thoughts are, and if you enjoyed my review and thoughts on the film, give it a thumbs up. It's much appreciated, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you're new to the channel and you like unboxings, movie reviews, collection updates, and so much more, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out. And hit that notification bell so you guys are notified when a video is uploaded. And if you guys want to take the time out and check out my eBay store, you can do so. My link to that will be down in the description. So thank you guys so much. I apologize for my voice kind of playing tricks with me. Not sure why that is, but nonetheless, it happens. So I'm Film Talk with Mikey, and until next time, guys, we'll talk films. Thanks for watching.